Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to FPL, don't panic. Game week's not quite over, but I'm going to do my review now and then just have a little look at the bus team going forward. But before we get into that, probably need to answer the burning question. I know it's something that anyone watching this is just, yeah, I think I'm probably answering the question that you all want answered. And that question is, what the hell are you wearing, Desmond? Tell you a story. Yes, beginning 1951, a team called Mayo. Now, some of you may have actually heard of this team because they're sort of semi-famous, I think, in their own right, even though it's just like a little county with a small population on the west coast of Ireland. Yeah, I've supported them all my life. That's where I grew up. You know, it's you think I'm nervous about watching Man United? You want to see me when I'm watching a Mayo football match. But yeah, this is their home colours. They actually kicked off their league campaign this weekend. Now the league is actually second to the All Ireland. But they kicked off, and unfortunately we had a 1-point loss to Dublin. But the story of Mayo is this: 1951, we won our last All Ireland final. 1951. It was actually 2 in a row, I think. Yeah, we got it. Yeah, 1950 and 51. I think the one before that was. It was one or a few years before that. Obviously, I wasn't alive because I'm just a very, very young man, as you all know. Gotta find my Irish accent coming on as soon as I start talking about Mayo. Isn't that weird? Anyway, so they won it in 1951. Now, legend has it that they were displaying the trophy on an open-top bus around the county of Mayo. And they came upon a funeral procession. And they didn't stop and pay their respects and do the old blessing, you know, and just stop the bus. They just kept going and drove right through the thing. And the priest looked at those players going by in their open-top bus and he said, "So long as there is a single person on that team alive, Mayo will never win another All-Ireland football title." We have proceeded to lose All-Ireland finals in 1989, 96, 97, 2004, 2006, 2012, 2013, 2016, 2017, 2020 and 2021. And I was at one or two of them, and some of the bizarre things that I have seen. There was one I went over to for my birthday a few years back, and an own goal has never been scored in an All-Ireland football final. I was sitting in the canal end behind the goal, and in the first 10 minutes we scored 2 own goals. Unbelievable stories. I swear to God, you think that it is nerve-wracking not having Haaland in your fantasy football teams. I tell you what, I have been living behind a sofa since 1989. Anyway, that's the story of Mayo in this jersey, and I'm off to play tennis fairly shortly, just unfortunately before the Man United match kicks off. But on the good news front, I won't say we've clutched victory from the jaws of disaster, but I am somehow clinging to a small green. Very small green. Watkins just came in with an assist, and I thought, hey, we're on here. Watkins Hall on incoming. Could actually be a big green if he gets 1 or 2. But yeah, as I say, the worry I've got there obviously is the rotation. 5 points. Yeah, I'll take it. It's put me on a small green. I was on about. I was just inside the top 300 before that went in. So not a massive red, but certainly a red, and with the Man United Fulham match to come, and there are a few players there that, if not destroy my rank, could certainly do some damage. You know, Raul. There's a few players in there could do me a bit of damage. I mean, actually Bruno. I mean, I hope Bruno hauls, but Bruno could do me a little bit of damage actually. So there's a few players in there could damage me. So I'm obviously hoping that Ahmad can come good for me. I'll take anything. I think even an assist, a goal from Ahmad, I think might just about scrape me the green, which I'll totally take that this week, having not gone out with 3 Liverpool. We'll talk about that as we go through the review, and we'll take a little bit of look at the bus team towards the end of this as well. So Pickford, 5 points, lovely, thank you very much. But remember, I said a couple of weeks ago, he has got this annoying habit. It's really starting to piss me off, to be honest with you, of picking up these random yellows who've been a bit lippy or delaying play or stuff like that. But yeah, you know, absolutely take the 5 points. There's a reasonable differential, I think, for me, and of course I do have them going into the double. So that's great. Yeah, Hall. Yeah, I mean he's returned for me for the last 2 or 3 in a row. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. There's nothing on the bench. I could have said, oh, I should have played Konza. I was thinking that for a while, but I don't think that was ever in consideration anyway. So anyway, Hall 2 points. Yeah, nothing there. I will say, listen, I may have made some mistakes. I'm not even sure I think of them as mistakes at the moment because I do have the couple of transfers now as we go into the next game week. You know, I've made a lot of noise about what Liverpool player to bring in, third asset, and then didn't do anything. But I do like the spread of points. I've got, I think, 7 have returned out of the 10 that I've played so far. And yeah, I'm currently on 62 points. Hopefully Ahmad can do something for me, but my spreadsheet this week did say 67 points. And you know, even if Ahmad just gets his 2, maybe, you know, maybe gets a little bit of return, it's not going to be too far off the mark. But what I like this week is the spread of points. At least those points come from a number of different avenues, rather than relying on 1 or 2 players to haul and then hope for the best from the rest. Trent, that could, isn't it? And I know I say this almost every week, is the story of what might have been, but that could so easily have been Trent Alexander mega haul. He hit the post, he had a zinger of a shot, just flew past the post. I think that was in the first half. And Greaves, of all the bloody players, I mean, he's been bench fodder, I think, for 99% of the FPL for most of the season, not even necessarily playing. And Liverpool just switching off and conceding that goal. Yeah. Really did piss me off. However, 5 points, that's fine. I mean, if you actually think in terms, and Gabriel got the clean sheet with the 7 points. So he was close to being on the bench, to be honest with you. Being starting to get mightily pissed off with Arsenal and that defence over the last few weeks. But no, I kept the faith, and he did come in with a clean sheet. But when that sending off, yeah, I thought, oh, here we go again. So listen, overall I've got to be pleased with the defence. I say I like to get 4 out of my keepers and 5 out of my defenders. And if you average all that up, I'm not going to do the exact maths, but just a quick mental calculation, I think it's pretty much bang on as an average between the goalkeeper and the defender. So overall, mission accomplished in terms of that. So can't be too unhappy. Salah, I think we all went there, so there's no gains to be had there, obviously. Got his goal, lovely, thank you. But it's virtually meaningless, I think, on a week like this. As was evident when Isak, who obviously scored, when I found Isak scoring, was just affecting my rank minorly negatively, because there's obviously a few people did take the punt on Isak, and if you did, well done. Really big brave call, big balls, big brave call. Well done on that. And sometimes you've got to make these calls, particularly if you're trying to gain rank, or you're just taking that punt to try and get just get a big rank rise. So I suspect those few extra points will have gone down mighty well. So if there's anyone in my league that have done that, absolutely congratulations, fantastic. Palmer, we're going to have a conversation about Palmer, aren't we? There are good fixtures coming up. Conversation for another day. Conversation for another day. Ahmad still to come. Gordon, yeah, not spectacular. 5-pointer though, and yeah, you know, he's ticking along for me. He's ticking along for me. He may have to go at some point. That very much depends on what happens, obviously, with the what I want to do with bringing in further premiums. I spoke about that in one of my last videos. So that's going to be a big focus. You know, freeing up cash and looking to bring in your Fodens, potentially your Haalands, etc., and certainly Mbomo is coming in. I don't know if you classify Mbomo as a premium, but he's certainly producing premium results. Got another one today, of course. But I still like Gordon. I think he will survive the cull, and it's not really exactly a cull. It's going to just be little tweaks here and there as we go along up to game week 29. But do need to keep an eye on there as to what are going to be the best assets to bring in. But Gordon, yeah, 5 points. Could have been more. And I always think Gordon has got a haul up his sleeve, and I don't want to miss it when it comes. Watkins, 5 points. Yeah, it is what it is. He could be my cash cow. I do have to watch this minutes rotation with Duran. I kind of expected him to come up on 60. Really wanted him to. I was hoping they'd leave Duran and Watkins on, and then of course he did go off. So it was kind of yeah, it was a narrative that I had created in my own head, and it came true. Unfortunately, I thought if I said it, it wouldn't happen. There you go. Isaac, yeah, Isaac. I mean, he's yeah, going nowhere. There are some tougher fixtures to come. But he's going nowhere. He's going nowhere. He can score against anyone, and Newcastle are a good side. They're a really good side, and I think we saw that result against Bournemouth last week. We think, oh, are they going to come off the rails? I think we have to accept Bournemouth at the moment are superb. They have some awesome fixtures coming. I did use Dango Unchained, even though I don't really have a conversation to have about them today, because I just really wanted to use that pun for weeks. And Clivert. We'll have a chat about Clivert at some point. Another little dead story. Last year when I was playing, and say for all of last year I wasn't really playing that seriously, probably second half of the season I was. And when I started playing seriously and I was actually starting to really do the eye test on players and doing the spreadsheets, and you know how this will. And I watched Clive, I thought, God. But his minutes were always a risk. But he kept coming off that bench and getting a goal or getting a penalty and looking really, really good. And I thought, I'm going to put him in. And then you'd hear some of the FPL commentators, oh no, you can't go there, minutes risk, etc., etc. That's fair enough. But he is bloody awesome at the moment. One of my subscribers did actually ask me about him, and I just said he's on fire on penalties. Go for it. And, follow my own advice sometimes, but it just doesn't quite fit my model at the moment. But it might in a week or two. And some of those Bournemouth fixtures are absolutely fantastic. So there is a big conversation about Bournemouth and Bournemouth assets, probably in the next somewhere in the next 2 or 3 videos. Absolutely. Wood. Yeah. Created a narrative. It failed. Should I have brought in Gapco? Probably. But then equally, you could say, if you look back on the last video, there was only one place that really sort of fitted to bring in that third Liverpool asset this week. And if you look back, I feel like I'm saying, I told you so, Des, say it to myself. And that was Oberschlei. I looked at his numbers. I could have brought him straight in for Enzo without taking any hits. Would have removed the problem child Enzo and brought in an asset that may have not been the favourite asset, but would I say, I think he looks like a bit of a flat track bully. His numbers, attacking numbers, are not that bad, and his minutes are just a bit more guaranteed now, and he would be an easy solution. I chose not to do it in the end. I chose to roll, and there are rights and wrongs in either of those things that I did, because I do have my couple of transfers now, and I do have a more clear path on what I want to do in this next game week. And I actually might still roll. Let's have a look at the bus team in a second. Just bench, yeah. For once, my bench calls were right. No points left on the bench. I don't mind seeing points on my bench, to be honest with you, because it means I've got good backup there. But it has been painful. I swear to God, I might roll back and show you one of the videos. The points I have left on the bench for the last 8 or 9 weeks, whereas in previous weeks I'd left nothing. It's been absolutely ridiculous. So, although it's nice to see those points on the bench because you know you've got good players that can come in, it is painful, guys. It is really, really fucking painful. It's one of those mornings. Right, let's have a little look. I don't mind the look of this team at all, as my bus team. Now, I do think I am going to make 2 transfers, and I'm going to talk about that when I've updated the spreadsheet. And they're probably not the transfers that you would expect, but it does give me a third asset for the double, and makes a nice easy path to bring in Mbeumo for Enzo. Both players are guaranteed a fixture in game week 29, and not bad fixtures. So I think I will be doing the transfers. But there is also a lot of benefit to rolling again, because then I'll actually have, I think, three transfers then, and I can be really, really incisive. The players that I want to bring in that are actually going to be great in the next 4 or 5 weeks, 4 or 5 match game weeks, but guaranteed fixture in 29. So I could be just a bit more precise, because any transfers I make, there is a little bit of a gamble involved in guessing who is going to be blanking in 29. So I'd say I'm 70% going to be making transfers. I'll do that reveal when I've updated the spreadsheet and come back in a day or so's time, and give you my thoughts around that. But yeah, bus team, Pickford, yeah, happy with that. Leicester, great fixture, and I've just got this real hunch that derby, Liverpool-Everton, could end in a 0-0. I look at those two fixtures for the Liverpool assets: Bournemouth away, Everton away. Bournemouth. Just put Newcastle to the sword. They've just gone out and again an 5-0 against Nottingham Forest. I mean, seriously, if you put a bloody bet on that, you'd be jumping. Seriously, no one in a million years would have predicted that. Forest, one of the best defences against Bournemouth. Yeah, good attacking unit, but still 5-0. We really do have to talk about Bournemouth. They've got some wicked fixtures coming up. I think we should all at least be looking to have one Bournemouth asset in our team for those and get them in there. Whether that is Clivert, bringing in a cheap defender, maybe two, maybe there is a double up there. Hoyson, I've been talking about Hoyson for a while. Still, I think. So sorry guys. Yeah, just looking. Oh, Man United are Fulham off. Will we get an emotional live moment with me here? Yeah, Fulham home. Yeah, happy enough with that. That may change, but I think we're going to go with that. Yeah, I can't see Arsenal keep the clean sheet against City. So currently, Gabriel's on the bench. Trent, yeah, obviously in. Milenkovic, be good to see. I think Nottingham Forest will dig in and get a result out of this one, and I can easily see a clean sheet there. So let's get Milenkovic back in, and hopefully Forest can rediscover some of that form. Salah, yeah, obviously. Currently captain's armband on him, but I tell you what. Bournemouth away, Everton away. He could get a goal in each. He's at Fulham home. Wouldn't it? Watch the see what others seem to be doing with that. I'm going to go with whatever is the most popular captain. I don't think this will be a week to take risks for me, particularly if I am going out with just two Liverpool assets in the double. Ahmad, Palace at home. Potential. We'll go through that when I do any transfers I do. There is potential that he may be benched. Talk about that in the next video. Gordon, Fulham home, yeah, totally happy with that. Fulham, I really like Fulham. I think they're a decent side, and I don't like them today. Sorry, there will be little glances at the TV here. 1-0 to United with an Ahmad goal. That would be my joy. Nothing happening there at the moment. Watkins. I think he'll survive for one more week. He could end up in my cash cow or one of my cash cows. There's a couple of potential cash cows, depending what happens post-game week 24 and who the blankers are confirmed to be in 29. This whole narrative around when Watkins starts scoring, I know, maybe I'm being a bit too stubborn on it. But he got my assist today, and Wolves, dodgy defence. I think he's going to he'll certainly be in there next week. I'm almost certain of that. He's at Fulham home. Wood may have had his swan song from me. It hurts to say it. But I'll be bringing in a player, I think, which probably will surprise people for him, and he's kind of bench fodder, not bench fodder. But if he's up money that I need, with some decent fixtures, a guaranteed player in 29, and is actually in a little bit of form, and it does give me that it'll give me 4 assets for the double game week, and maybe a nice little surprise differential. We'll see. So that's kind of the bus team. I wouldn't be awfully unhappy with it going out. I think the spreadsheet, I haven't updated it, but I tend to do these numbers in my head. It's only since I started presenting to you guys that I've sort of stopped scribbling on bits of paper and stuff, but I think it'll sort of show me that I should be hitting sort of in that 70-ish mark. I do have to sort of think obviously about the double, about 29. So I think I'm 80% certain that there will be a couple of changes. But if I got hit by the bus on the way to playing tennis, I wouldn't be unhappy with that. I wouldn't be unhappy with that at all. And I think it'll sort of keep me in the running. I will say this though, for this next game week, I don't think it matters what I do. I suspect I will end up dropping in rank. And that's not because this team might not hit the 70. It's just there's going to be a lot of 80s, 90s and some 100s out there in the next game week 24. Obviously because of the double, and if Liverpool do fire off away from home in those two fixtures, but probably more to the point, I think there will be some triple captainers, and I think we will see a bunch of managers using that assistant manager's chip for the first time now. I have been tempted to do it. I've had a little bit of a temptation around putting it on Moyes because of the upside, the potential upside, putting it on Moyes for the double, big upside if they did well against Liverpool, and I think they might. And then obviously they've got the easier fixture where you might pick up just some easy points, and then look to where I might use it for the next two fixtures. I don't think I'm going to do it. In fact, I'd say I'm 99.99% certain that I'm not going to do it. I really have set a path on where I want to use that for the double towards the end of the season, and some of that beach football and teams fighting relegation, getting surprise results, etc., etc. So I will just have to take the upside then at the back end of the season and make a decision then on who I'm going to. Am I looking for upside or safety? And also, I think it's not a bad idea just to see how this works out for some of the players that actually do use it. I think one, if not two, of some of the other content creators are actually going to use it this week. So I'd like to see others test the water with it first, just to see what seems to be working best, what sort of points they've pulled out of it. Did they go sort of safe points, you know, throwing it on a slot? And I don't think those are safe points, by the way. I really don't. One with an Everton away. I don't know. Anyway, what do I want to finish with? Listen, I'm going to leave it at that. I've got to get myself organised, got to get out the door to tennis. I'll be checking my phone every 5 minutes to see how United get on, and hopefully see what the one pointer I've got from at the moment has done. Something will have happened. Yeah. Not showing me I'm at 3 points. Well, that would be nice. I'd totally take a 13,000 rank rise if it stayed like that. But you know, I live in some sort of a dystopian, hopeful future. I'm going to leave it at that. Have fun, play your own game, don't panic. I will be back within the next day or so and spreadsheeting you to death with my plans for game week 24. Take care, have fun, don't panic. See you soon. Bye-bye.